know I've gone over this before in a video, and I think it's such an important thing, and I don't really think people, put some time and effort or think about things like this, and I just want to get this out there again because it's so important. I call it your greatest asset. This is your greatest asset, and it's free. The greatest asset you can get, you have, that's absolutely free. And you're the one in charge of how you spend it. That's how you use it. That's solely up to you. I mean, in most cases, you say the number 99.9% of the time, whatever, but absolutely, especially in countries that are not China. I'm saying that. Your greatest asset is your time and how you spend it. I say with that is people's attention. How much of people's attention do you get? Whether that's from your family, whether that's from your friends, whether that's well deserved or not. How much time do you spend with them? How much attention do you give to them? That's all free, but it all is the most important things for humanity, for yourself, for your family, for your situations, for everything. That's what it is. So I just want to go over some points of this. I know I've said it before, but people do plans. They do money plans. They do plans on their financial plans. They do plans for this, plans for going on vacation, plans for saving. Sometimes some people save up for a vehicle or a large purchase, that kind of stuff. Whether just going out and spending, credit card, you're doing spend powers, credit cards, doing that and spending, what's on the credit card, or just getting loans for a vehicle. Some people do plans for things. I got a plan for this. I got to save up for this. I got to, do a financial plan for my family, for the household, for the week, for the month, however, quarterly, however they do it. Companies do the same thing, financial plans. But I don't really hear people talking about you need a time plan, how you're spending your time. You need a plan for, you could call it 8 hours a day. You could call it half a day. You could, however you want to break it down. The minutes you spend, the hours you spend, the weeks you spend, the months you spend. Everyone, I feel, would benefit so much, severely benefit, on having a plan for their time. Not a financial plan, a plan of their time. There's another fly. This is like, it's a weekly thing now. But anyways, so think about these things and act on it if you want, but just think about them and maybe share this video. But anyways, you have time for the things you make time for. That's my biggest thing. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people say, well, I would love to do that, but I don't have time. Or I would like to do this, but I don't have time. Or I'd like to spend time with this person, but I don't have time. I'd like to, I don't have time. You have time for the things you make time for, period. That's it. No one else is telling you what to do. No one else is in charge of your time but you. That's how it goes. If you want to share it with other people, you want to spend it raising children, you want to spend it with your husband or spend it with your wife, spend it working for the family, for the household, however you're spending it, that's up to you. You may feel, I'm in this rut, I'm stuck here, I got all these bills that I have to pay for, so I have to do this to get this done or get this accomplished or get this taken care of or paid off, whatever. But you put yourself in that situation. I mean, every time. So how you spent your time before, you're paying for now. You can do a crude analogy for this is, you drink, how you're drinking the night before, how much you're drinking, how much water you're drinking with it, or if you're just pounding the beers or the mixed drinks or the shots or whatever, the next day, you usually pay for it. You will pay for how you spent your time the day before. And I know some people who say, well, if you're going to have a night of drinking, you're taken away from tomorrow the next day for a fun night tonight. And they say fun night, a night of boozing. If you're having a night of boozing, you're taken away from tomorrow and possibly the next day. In some cases, even worse, even longer. So it's sort of the same way. You're in charge of your time. You're in charge of getting those drinks. You're in charge of that kind of stuff. How you spend it is up to you. But your most valuable asset is, it's your time in this stupid fly. Anyways, excuse me. I'm going to try to bear through this. Otherwise, I might have to pause it and get rid of this fly. It's just another day. Anyways, so you cannot get more time no matter what. It's not like if I save up or I work 2 jobs, work 3 jobs, I'll get more money or more currency or more spending power or whatever you want to call it. You can't do that with time. You have a set amount. It's whether you think it's predetermined or not, or you think it's variable because of how your actions or how you live your life, that kind of stuff. Whatever. The time you have allotted, what you have for time, that's it. You can't get any more. It doesn't happen. So think about that. And now I'm going to go over a few things, and hopefully you're not getting bored of your mind. I was sidetracked with that fly, but anyways. So just think about these things. How much time, your time or whatever, how much time is spent on entertainment? That's television, social media, sports games, watching on television, watching at the bar, or going to sporting events. How about laying around? How much time is spent laying around? All that matters. Because if you're spending, just you average it out. I'm spending 2 hours a day on average. There's 7 days a week, so 14 hours a week I'm spending on entertainment. Well, so I watch the game. Well, is that all? So if you watch the game, you're not touching anything else. No social media. You're not going to the bar for another reason. You're not doing anything else for entertainment-wise. No, you're not catching a movie. You're not watching a movie. You're not watching, YouTube videos that are not, doing anything for the benefit of your life or humanity or whatever. No improvement. You're just watching. It's like watching a comedy. That's it. Entertaining, but that's it. So how much time do you spend on entertainment a day or a week? Think about that. You might have, if you think about it, you might be blown away by how much time is spent. That you spend on entertainment, however you want to say it. Well, my entertainment's going to the casino because I'm trying to get more money. Well, that's entertainment. Plain and simple. If you're at the casino for 3 hours, that's 3 hours of entertainment, that time. And then what about the next day and the next day and the next day and the next day? Add all that entertainment together and see how much you got. How much time is spent sleeping? Are you sleeping too little? Are you sleeping enough? Are you sleeping way too much? So there's cases there, well, I'm adequate, I'm sleeping enough for my body, for what I want to do, for being healthy, whatever, or I'm not getting enough sleep. Well, if you want to get more sleep, that's up to you. You're in charge of your time. You have time for the things you make time for. If you're sleeping way too much, obviously something's going on. You're depressed, why are you depressed? Digging all those deals. Are you always tired? Why are you tired? That you have some sort of health issue going on? Maybe not. I don't know. But it's instead of wasting away by sleeping, if that's the issue, you got to get it figured out. Spend some of the time to figure it out. Then you won't be wasting that time. How about how much time is spent learning? How about anything? Primarily it's stuff that helps benefit your situation, your families, your friends, humanities, your community situation. If you're spending time learning about that, learning a new skill, that kind of stuff, how much time do you spend it? Do you want to spend more time on that? Are you not spending any time on that? Do you want to take some time away from the entertainment to put it in here? These are things you have to figure out. I got all this laid out. I'm spending this much on entertainment. I'm spending about 25 hours a week on entertainment. And I'm spending half an hour, maybe 25 minutes on improving, learning, adapting, figuring out stuff for improvement in my situation, my family's, whatever. I went over. Learning a new skill, learning about finances, learning about health, how to keep yourself healthy, how to help someone else who's having health issues. Look into that. You don't have to tell them what to do, but maybe you got, hey, I read this article, I read this thing, or I ran across this doctor, I ran across this. Just share it. If they don't use it, they don't use it. But if many people do this and share within their families or communities, that's how people grow. That's how humanity gets better. Humanity doesn't get better with a bunch of people spending 20 hours a week on their self-indulged entertainment. Absolutely not. How much time do you spend exercising? Are you doing any outdoor sports? Do you play basketball outside with friends? I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not talking horseshoes or golf. I'm talking, rugged sports, or even walking the dog. If you're walking the dog, but you're getting some miles in, that kind of stuff. Walking with the kids, that kind of stuff. Anything like that. Going swimming, How much exercise do you have set for that week, or however you're keeping track of this for the month, for that day? How many hours do you spend? How's your time allocated? And should you be changing something? How about how much time do you spend in inner reflection or spirituality? I mean, if that's reading self-help books, if that's reading the Bible, if that's reading other religious, booklets like that, whatever. How much time are you spending doing that? Do you want to spend more doing that? Do you want to spend more doing that on a different subject for improvement? That kind of stuff. Raising the kids, learning how to fix vehicles, learning how to do something around the house, learning how to, take care of kids, babies, whatever, that kind of stuff. How much time are you spending doing that? How much time is spent going out in the world? By that, I mean going out in the world. How much time do you spend going out locally? It could be locally. Just going down to the grocery store, or running down to mingle with people, or check out the sales that they have, the garage sales, just so you can talk, that kind of stuff. Or if they have a farmer's market or something like that, a community event, at the town hall or whatever. How much time you spend in doing that? It could be community, it could be just local, it could be your neighbors, going out just talking to neighbors, people you haven't met before, introducing yourself, whatever. How much time is spent doing that? To broaden your eyes, as they put it. Or even going across states. How many people do you know in other states? Seriously. Think about that. And if you know a ton, great, if it's good for you. If you don't know any, well, and you don't want to know more, or you want to know some, well, that's on you completely. And if you don't, well, I maybe it's beneficial for you. If you're in a situation, I'm looking for some sort of health advice, looking for financial advice, I'm looking for some spirituality advice, I'm looking for something, so I'm trying to explore my options and open my book, of contacts that I have. You can't do that sitting around entertaining yourself 20 hours, 40 hours. 10 hours a week. That's where the breadth of your stuff is going besides working. Everyone spends time working for the most part because they have to. Whether you're self-employed or you're going to a 9-to-5 job or whatever. Yeah, you can put that down on that list. Absolutely, because you'll see how much time you spent working. And include, if you're driving an hour to work and an hour back home from work, that's 2 hours right there, plus whatever you worked that day. So if you worked a 9-hour shift, that's 11 hours you spent on work that day. All right? And then how much time do you have left within that single day? And then break it down. If you don't work on weekends, well, you got that big gap, that big 11-hour gap that you didn't have Monday through Friday, if that's how your work schedule goes, that you have on Saturday and Sunday. So what are you doing with that gap that you have those days? It's all relative. People think they don't have time for the things they want to do, or they say they want to do, or to do things to help other people, or to do things, for whatever reason. When they really, they probably do, but they need a plan. They need how you're spending your time. They need an hour execution, plan to it. Like a financial plan, they need a time plan, or whatever you want to call it. And then I got, how much time are you spending on the relationships that are close to you, whether it's your family, your friends, your community around you, that kind of stuff. How much time are you spending doing that? Are you spending way too much? And that's all relative. I mean, are you spending not enough? That's for you to decide, and those around you, I guess, that are involved in that. But I'm just going over this just to make people realize that you don't have a chance to get more of this most precious asset you have called time. So think about it and maybe make a plan, like you would a financial plan, of how am I spending my time now? How do I want to spend it? And what do I need to get those closer together from how I'm doing it, how I wish I was doing it? What do I need to do, adjust or do to get those, more coinciding with each other, closer to the same thing? But anyways, all right. If you like this, like, share, subscribe, and as always, stay vigilant with yourself, your family, with your health, and protect your wealth.